Um, Excited to tell you how we might be able to help your businesses tackle mobile apps, because I think we can all agree mobile apps are a pretty big part of our future. But when you're a business, there are two challenges. Well, it's a great opportunity, but also a challenge. And I probably don't need to tell a lot of you, mobile app development can really suck, and it sucks for a number of reasons. It's often very difficult. It can be really expensive, and it often takes a long time. So about a year ago, we launched Cabana to try to address these problems. And what I want to do is I want to show you a little video of Cabana in action and explain sort of what our approach to solving these things are. So what you're seeing here, this is the Cabana tool, and you're going to see it's a very, very visual kind of drag and drop like experience. This is what we believe app development should be. We think it should be more intuitive and really accessible. We think that when you're authoring the behavior of your app, you're doing it in this visual kind of way where you're connecting, doing data binding, that kind of stuff. And because we know that a lot of apps require access to other services, we opened the Cabana Exchange last fall. And that's a place where you can go and get components and pieces for your app that access Twitter and Facebook, and even backend services like StackMob, which you're going to see in just a few minutes. So when we originally built Cabana, we kind of had the individual app developer in mind. But as we've talked to a lot of people, people have said, you know, how do we work in teams with this? And how do I bring this kind of a solution into my business? And so we really thought about how can Cabana serve the needs of the enterprise. And what I want to do is I want to give you some sneak peeks as to some of the stuff that we're putting into Cabana that we think address some of these things. So if you're in an organization, what we wanted to do is create something that we call Cabana organizations. And let's say you're a company like Kraft Foods, and you have a whole bunch of brands, and you want to build apps around those brands. You can sign up for a Cabana Enterprise plan, and we'll create a Cabana organization for you, and you can start adding team members to this organization. And once someone selects that organization, they'll have access to all the different app projects that your team is building. And then when they're actually building an app itself, they'll have access to a private component collection for your organization. So let's say you're building something like a product locator, and you want that product locator to be in all the different apps that your organization is building. Basically, any developer in your organization can grab that product locator, drop it into their app, and the cool thing is if someone fixes a bug in that one component, all the apps that you're working on get that solution, and that fix. And I should also mention that all of this is HTML5 based. So both the tool is HTML5, and we output apps that are HTML5 for mobile web apps, but then we can wrap them in kind of a phone gap-like solution. So these two things I just showed, the organization and the collections, are kind of how to integrate with your team. But we started thinking, how do we integrate with your users, your customers, and in particular, maybe some content that your users are creating? And we started thinking about a specific class of company out there, and we like to call them content-driven web businesses. And these are companies like The Knot that offer all these services for couples to make great wedding websites, or Store Envy that allows individuals to create storefronts, or even something like Facebook with its vast network of fan pages that allow everything from a band to a brand to have a great mobile or a presence on the web. And we started thinking, you know, these companies have a real problem when it comes to mobile. And it's that they have two different sets of users. One set of users are content creators, but the other set of users are the people who are consuming that content, the people going to the wedding, the people who want to shop at that site, or the fans of that band on Facebook. And if you create a mobile app for the people who are creating the content, it's not the same thing that the people consuming that content are interested in. You know, the people who are going to this wedding, they have no interest in The Knot. They want to go to Jack and Kate's wedding content. So we said, is there a way that we can use Cabana to turn that content into mobile applications? And I'd like to show you an example of kind of how we're doing this kind of integration with Store Envy. So as I mentioned, Store Envy has a great way of building amazing looking storefronts. And they offer up all these kinds of this great administration panel so that you can do all the content on your store. And we said it should be as easy as setting up your store to set up that mobile app. So we're working with them, and they're integrating with the Cabana API to offer up app creation services right from the admin panel. And with a click of a button, you can create a mobile app. If you want to try this out, Right now, you can go to fanpagemobilizer.com. 2 weeks ago, we launched this. This is a Facebook application. It goes directly on Facebook, and you can basically turn any fan page on Facebook into a mobile app in just a few clicks for just a few bucks. It's very, very simple. So quickly about our business model, we offer those plans I was talking about, individual and enterprise plans. We charge for that on a monthly basis. To get started, we help people with some app building services. And then finally, if you do integrate our API, we charge on a per call basis. So if your users go and create an app hitting our API, we charge you at that point. And today we're really here to look for early partners as we roll out these features. So as I mentioned, content-driven web businesses, those, if you think that you could offer up app creation services to your users, we'd love to talk to you. If you're a big multi-brand company or just a company that wants to create a bunch of apps, we think we're a good fit there. And also digital ad agencies, we think that's a great area for us. 8 people on the team, and we're have a ton of great backers, including First Round Capital, Lear Ventures, and SV Angel, Kevin Rose, Chris Saka.
All right.
Cool.
A little lax there.
Yeah, sorry.